Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat podcast, your one-stop shop for daily Miami Heat content. My name is Amir. The season is officially over. The Miami Heat lost last night to the Charlotte Hornets on the road in the play-in, and a lot of mixed feelings and emotions for me from last night. So deep down, I wasn't going to be upset if the Miami Heat lost. I was even consciously thinking that I do want the Miami Heat to lose. I want this inconsistent season to finally end and would be okay with getting a better chance at getting a top 4 pick in the lottery, even though it's very low. I believe the Miami Heat have depends if the Clippers win or not tonight, or the Warriors, but they have a 4 to 5% chance to get a top 4 pick. So very slim opportunity. They have like a 1% chance to get the number 1 overall pick. But I was hoping that the Miami Heat would do a soft tank months ago because we knew the writing on the wall. This team was not good enough. Tyler Hero and Norm didn't work well enough. Just we don't have enough talent. The way the roster is constructed hasn't been great. Spo has had his ups and downs. He hasn't been perfect this season either. So we're doing the blended build again. And, we did develop some young guys, which is great. But then we went back to trying to win games and not developing guys, and playing Drew Smith over Kasparis at times, or Fontecchio is in the rotation when he probably shouldn't be. So even though this game last night was exciting, once the game tipped off, it was hard for me to root against my team. I've been a Heat fan for 28 years. So I wanted the Miami Heat to win that game, honestly. Like, it's hard for me to openly root for them to lose in a scenario like that. But now that it happened, I was upset at the time, the way we lost, but now I'm happy. It's the offseason. We need to reset. There's got to be a lot of decisions the Miami Heat need to make in terms of improving this roster through trades. We have some free agents. We have the draft coming up after the playoffs. So there's a lot to talk about. And one player in particular is very important. And there's a situation where a specific player does have a player option, and that's Andrew Wiggins, who played very well last night. We'll get into that in terms of how well he played in the play-in, but this offseason could come down to one important decision, and that's whether or not Andrew Wiggins opts into his $30 million player option or not. And I'm going to be real with you. I think he will opt in with this contract and stay with the Miami Heat. And I honestly think he should. It's the best thing for him and for the Miami Heat. But even before we get into the contract stuff, he's been pretty solid. He's been very good since we've acquired him, especially this year. He has quietly been solid in 68 games this season with the Miami Heat. Wiggins, he averaged 15.4 points per game, 4.8 rebounds, 2.7 assists. The big thing that stood out this year with Wiggins was he shot 41% from three, and we needed three-point shooting because we lack that. And 41% was a career high. He's never shot 40% or above in his career. So that was huge for him. There's value, and he's not just some declining asset, some player that can't contribute. He is someone who can still contribute. He's someone who obviously spaced the floor, still defends at a pretty good level. He was one of our best point of attack defenders with Davion Mitchell. He fit into the Miami Heat system as a 3-and-D wing type player who could knock down the three ball. And since coming over in that Jimmy Butler trade last year, he's looked pretty comfortable in Miami, especially this season. He's had his moments where you're like, okay, this is Andrew Wiggins, and this is who we thought he was going to be. And this guy could be a big time contributor in the rotation. And then there's always those moments where he wants to be the fourth or the fifth wheel, isn't aggressive. And that's the issue with him, consistency. Like, we literally just saw that in the playing game where he had 27 points and he was playing very well, kept us in the game, helped us take a lead at some points throughout the game, especially in that fourth quarter. But there were stretches in that game where Wiggins looked like one of the best players on the floor. He was aggressive. He was getting to his spots. He was playing with confidence. And you're sitting there thinking, like, this guy is someone that is going to help us win this game. And here's the issue. With 3:30 left or so, like in back-to-back possessions, Andrew Wiggins, that playing game last night against the Hornets, hit back-to-back threes to put the Miami Heat up 6 with like 3:30 to go. After that, radio silent, quiet. Didn't score another point in those 3:30 in the first or in the fourth quarter. So in regulation, we know the game obviously went to overtime. So in 5 minutes in overtime, He doesn't score a single point. And so in 8.5 minutes, he doesn't score. And yes, Davion Mitchell played very good. Tyler Hero was like playing a lot better in that fourth quarter in the overtime. He still didn't show up, and he'll show you flashes of being a star. And when the game tightens up, when you need someone to get a bucket, he fades away. And that's why this contract decision is so interesting, because if you're Wiggins, you have to ask yourself, what is my market actually going to look like for a 31-year-old player? He's still kind of in the and like he's still in his prime. It's like the twilight of his prime, I'm assuming. His numbers have been going down over the last few years, but he's still someone that can contribute. Like he would be perfect on the Lakers or the Spurs or an actual contending team, the Thunder, the Rockets. And he's had a solid season. Yes, you shot the ball well, but teams aren't just going to pay a 31-year-old 35 million plus a year. Like if he's looking to make like a 3-year 100 million, 110, whatever type of contracts, I know he's going to be looking to shoot for one last contract. And if I was him, he's 31. You want to shoot for something that's 3 to 4 years, and you want to get your last bag, your last opportunity. And he hasn't shown that he's better than his current contract, which he was making on average like 25 million per year. I know it goes up this next season at 30. I just find it hard that someone's going to give him 30 per year. I could see someone giving him like 3 years, 60 million, perhaps like 20 per year. I know that's a downgrade, but he's 31 years old. He's not going to get better. Like he is who he is at this point. So um, I think he's going to opt in and take the money and bet on himself for one more year, perhaps. And we'll see what happens if he does that. Like that gives the Miami Heat flexibility, which is a good thing. I think it's a good thing for Miami. Um, and if he plays well and he tries hard in a contract year, again, that's a bonus for the Miami Heat. If he decides to opt out, that's bad for the Miami Heat because he's an unrestricted free agent and we don't get anything for him unless we could maybe do some sort of sign and trade perhaps with him, but not sure that's likely. But again, if Wiggins opts into that 30 million, it becomes an expiring contract for the Miami Heat. And if you know about how NBA contracts work today, those are valuable. Those are gold. That's what the Miami Heat need because they are going to obviously try to pursue Giannis aggressively. We know that. And so if there's other stars that become available, if there's another disgruntled star this offseason, then Miami can have a conversation and they could use Wiggins' salary for matching purposes. And expiring contracts are very valuable for teams who are trading away stars, all stars, or superstars. And if we're trying to trade for a player like Giannis who's making like 58 million next year, he has 30 million that we could stack up with Tyler's 30 million. Those are two players that can match. Then you can throw in some young pieces, or the Bucks can give the Miami Heat some pieces in return. So he becomes a valuable asset, and it gives the Miami Heat again flexibility. If a star like Giannis does actually request the trade or gets traded, and there's a lot of smoke there, and the Milwaukee Bucks are in a terrible situation right now. And it looks like there's probably like a 75% chance, in my opinion, that Giannis does get traded. The Miami Heat could be a destination. We'll see. It's going to be hard for us to compete because other teams can offer a lot better and have more draft capital. But still, this gets the Miami Heat in the conversation. So I think from his perspective, 30 million, that's tough for him to turn down. I could be wrong. I don't know if there's a team out there willing to give him maybe 75 million for 2 seasons. Like, I don't know who's out there that would necessarily do that for a player who is going to be 32 next season. Someone that's probably at best your fourth option. Like, I don't think he could be the third best player on a team. I mean, it depends on who it is. Maybe could he be the third best option on the Nuggets? I don't even think so. I don't even think he would be the third best if they traded for him, perhaps. Or even if you went there in free agency. I mean, I still think I'd probably rather have Eric Gordon than Andrew Wiggins, honestly, because we need the size. We need functional size. And the Miami Heat don't have that right now at all. So we'll see what happens. I think it's interesting. We'll see that because if we do keep him, he could be a very valuable piece for a potential trade for a potential star. And I have no doubt that he's going to opt in. So we'll see. But anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel for more Miami Heat content. And we'll be creating a ton of content, obviously, during the offseason now, especially because the Miami Heat are officially out of the playoffs for the first time, I think, in seven seasons or so. So there's going to be plenty of news and rumors around Giannis and different players the Miami Heat could bring in, different free agents they can focus on. And so we'll be creating content all throughout the regular season. Also, you can find some of my work on SI. I'm writing for the Miami Heat and for their teams on Sports Illustrated. And I will actually link this article here about Andrew Wiggins and him potentially opting in with the Miami Heat in the description of this video. So thanks again for watching. And again, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel.